All right, so let's discuss single prints. Now, this is a market profile concept, okay? And single prints is a special type of fair value gap. It happens on the 30-minute chart intraday. And as with fair value gaps, single prints leave a trail where price only traded once. Let's take a peek at a real obvious answer. By the way, I have this on the 30-minute chart. RTH only, because that's the only place single prints can occur. What we're going to do, let me go to settings here. Let me put in session breaks so you can see where the days. There we go. It just took them a while. So let's spread this out. So the market opens, it goes higher, and then it explodes up. Okay? This area here where price was only traded once is called single prints. I can create a box right here. Now price traded down into their sum, so I can remove some of these single prints because it took some of them back. Then price went up. Then price went up again, leaving another set of single prints right here. But it's interesting to note, I'll move that over here so no wicks are confused. So what happened on this intraday is it left these set of single prints, but it came back and filled them all to where price was traded twice. Where price was traded twice. I don't know what I said, but it probably wasn't the right words. So price went up, price came down. Now this price had been traded twice. There are no single prints here, which, by the way, you can use a fair value gap indicator. I'm going to use this one, and I want to turn on the 30-minute. So this is a fair value gap by nephew son. There's another fair value gap. There's several of them. This fair value gap here, ZV Fair Value Gaps 2.0, does all kinds of stuff apparently. Let me remove. Let's go to this 30-minute. I think I got the 30-minute on. Let's see. Let's try this one real quick. 30-minute. Turn it on. Some of these don't go back far enough in time. I'm not even going to worry about them. We're just going to talk conceptually. So there's all kind of fair value gap indicators. I'll put them in the group of which ones everybody's using right now. So this set of single prints was filled, so we can delete this. Now typically, price, I'm going to put this back. Price will bounce at the top of the single prints and will bounce at the bottom of the single prints. And we see that there. Let's see. Let's scroll over and see if they were ever filled. They sure were. So when it hit the top of the single prints, there was a little bounce. When it got to the bottom of the single prints, well, this was Friday where it was vomiting, but it filled the single prints and then came back in. Single prints is a wonderful place to take trades, especially when the single prints correspond to a hold level, typically right there. Let's go find some more single prints. Nope. That's where the ending. Okay, so let's talk about this. So single prints cannot be at the first of the day. This is nothing. This is just some kind of excess. It's nothing. It is not single prints. Single prints happen between the first candle and the last candle. In the middle there is where single prints would occur. Price went down. Doesn't look like any single prints there. No single prints there. Single prints usually happens when there is a rapid displacement of movement. For example, this is the first candle. None of this on the first candle is single prints. It's just not. So that doesn't count. Nothing there. Boy, we've had some crazy action. Nope, that shows how simple that is. It just came crashing down. So single prints are very powerful. They don't happen every single day. It's real power. You know, one of the ways you can judge the strength of a move, does it fill the single prints or does it leave the single prints behind? Such as that very first one we looked at here. This was a strong day. It created these single prints. It filled a little bit of them. It went the whole day, created another set, filled those, but it left this. That shows real strength of the day. Sometimes it'll leave 3, 4, 5 sets of single prints. And it's worth noticing on the 30-minute chart, these single prints. Let me turn this one on. Okay, so this is at the end of the day. That would be single prints. Has it filled those? Not yet. Not yet. So it's something to note on your chart and see if it goes. Yeah, that indicator is not going far enough back for me, because this would, that's a tiny little set of single prints right there. So on this day, price went up, boom, and there's a little gap right here where price only traded once. And look what happened. Price came all the way back up to it. First touch, bottom of the single prints rejected, and then it went through them. So these single prints can be entries and exits. Because if you know it's going to bounce there, you can use it as an entry or you can use it as an exit. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so these are called single prints. Now, you can use a different type of chart, a market profile chart, to help find those single prints. And that's not something we're going to go into here. All you really need to know that a 30-minute fair value gap is powerful. And in fact, let me get out of this 30-minute chart. I'm going to bring back my original chart. I'm going to go to like 1 hour. And I'm going to turn on my fair value gap folder. All right. These are fair value gaps that I have. And this weekend, I'll go back in and fill some other ones. Like we got a fair value gap here I got to work on. So there's several fair value gaps. But as they're filled, I remove them. But I know where they are. And I color them by, just like I do my charts. If I do a yellow box, I know it's a 1 hour. If it's a pink box, I know it's a 4 hour. So let's go to 4 hour right here. So we've had huge price action. So let's actually work on this together right now. I'm going to turn on my nephew son. I'm going to do 4 hours. Yep. So it's a real easy way to pick up. Let me turn off all my fair value gaps. So right here, show me where the, so this 4 hour one's been filled though, so I'm not interested. This 4 hour gap is still there. So I'm going to fill this in. I'm going to make this pink. I also want to make sure I have my 4 hour level marked right here. So let me go to my, you turn that folder on. I sure do. See that pink line? I already have it marked, so I know where the top of the fair value gap is. Plus, it's a 4 hour level. This is a level I am shorting. Where is that? 31.75. Let me make sure I got it on the exact. Let me turn on my magnet tool so I can make sure I got it perfect. And we'll make it there. And I'll make that one there. And then I put my lines on top of a candle so I don't get it confused with where wicks are. So there's a 4 hour, and I got a 4 hour below me. So we're going to go here to here. Let me make sure I got these done properly. I do. Close that in on top of the candle. So there's 2 4 hours. I'm going to move this into my fair value gap folder. Delete it. I'm going to bring back up, and I'm going to say, let's do 1 hour. I don't care if it says 4 hour, just show me the 1 hours. All right, so we got some 1 hours here. Let me move to 1 hour so I can see it visually. as well. So several 1 hour fair value gaps. Let's get these filled in. From here to here. I'm going to color this yellow because that's my 1 hour. Another fair value gap right here. 1 hour. And fair value gap here. Plus I got a yellow level right here, which is a 1 hour. Let me turn it on, make sure I marked it. I sure did. Yellow is marked right there. Very powerful level. It finishes the fair value gap and it hits my level. I'm going to go ahead and mark these. Small set. I'm going to leave it. This set was big, but it almost filled it, but it left some of them. I'm going to move all those back to my fair value gap folder. I'll turn it off. Now let's let me bring this back up. I'm going to move this to 30 minutes now. I'm going to move my chart to 30 minutes. I'm looking for my 30-minute fair value gaps. Now I'm going to turn them on. Well, the 30-minute is a little different. So I'm going to fill that for my 30-minute. I'm going to make 30-minute orange because that's my color. I'm going to turn fair value gaps back on. Yep. I'm going to turn from there to there is where I'm going to do it. Because it already partially filled some of them. Here's another fair value gap right here. From here to here. I need to make these orange. And you will have overlapping fair value gaps. That just makes them more powerful. Let me turn on my fair value gaps here. Another reason I like to put them in folders because I do not always have my fair value gaps on. So I can turn them on and off. Okay, we're approaching a fair value gap. I need to be extra picky in this particular area. Let's... Oh, way back here. Let me turn off these fair value gaps. I want to make sure I've got these marked. Fair value gap. Turn it. I do have that marked. That's good. And here's another big one down here. Fair value gap. I can mark it from here to here. That's the 30-minute. And let me turn that all back on. Okay, now I know what I'm looking at. We'll go back to 4 hour here. Just to look at everything. Okay, now I need to move that into my fair value gap folder, and I can turn the folder off. And we're good. There's all my fair value gaps. Now, it looks like an awful lot, but I'm on a 4 hour. If I go to a 3 minute, I'm just down here in my 3 minute area. It's not so bad. But you do want to know where they're at, because when it fills them, it's usually a place of bounce. Especially if you have a high time frame hold level. So combine your fair value gaps with levels, and you have just supercharged that bounce.